Hey, so the nation of Israel is celebrating Passover. The sun is just going down. And here in Samaria, you can hear the call to prayer from the Muslim villages, which are right next to our Hebrew village here in Samaria. And so it's very quiet now. And some of us have celebrated Passover already yesterday. And so this has now been, for us, the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. But for those on the rabbinic calendar, they have been just now this afternoon alone in their homes, just as we were because of the situation, separated from family, and having the Passover meal. And now heading into sunset is the unleavened bread feast. And that continues according to Leviticus chapter 23 for 7 days, followed by another day. The last day is another holy convocation, a set-apart convocation. So the lockdown is at the level now in Israel where any travel from one city to another is blocked, and the police and the military are out to enforce that. So small amounts of travel within a city, within a village, that's permitted. And what that means is the majority of the people are getting online to meet with their relatives wherever they are in different parts of the country. And actually it's interesting because that sort of electronic thing is normally forbidden on Shabbats. You know, these feasts of Yahweh are Shabbats of Yahweh, much like the weekly Shabbat, which is on the 7th day of every week. Normally, use of electricity and things like that is forbidden by rabbis, but they've made a special provision this time to allow that because of the government has forbidden people from meeting together, traveling to get together, and that's for the reason of maintaining physical distance between people to cut down on the spread of the virus from person to person. So for those that obey the rabbis, the rabbis here in Israel have made a special provision for that this year to allow electronics usage, video conferencing, media, things like that, for this Shabbat, which is the Sabbath rest of the feast of Pesach and unleavened bread. So all we can hear right now, a few dogs barking in the background, very quiet. And it often is quite quiet anyway during Shabbats here in the land of Israel and in Samaria. This one is even more quiet than usual. And so let's expect that in the quiet times that the people will hear the voice of Adonai. The people will hear Yahweh's voice speaking in their hearts as they reflect on the Exodus story written in Exodus chapter 12, the whole group of chapters from Exodus, Shemot, chapters 1 through 13, repeated again in Joshua, is a shortened version of the story summarized there in the book of Yehoshua. And that name, by the way, Joshua and Yehoshua, is the same name as Yeshua. Yeshua is simply a contracted, shortened form of Yehoshua. And it means that Yud-He Vav-He, Yehovah, is become our salvation. So the same letters of Yud-He Vav-He are still in the name Yehoshua, and in the contracted shortened form, Yeshua. So that is why the name of Yeshua, Yehoshua, really is the name above all names. The Father has made his Son's name the name above all names. Yehoshua, Yeshua, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, the rescuing, conquering King who delivers his people and rescues his people from the world of sin, from the tyranny, from the slavery, brings his people across the river Jordan, through the rivers of baptism, mikvah, the cleansing power of his waters, and through the whole process. So, enjoy the sunset. We'll see you in the next video.
By your wounds you suffered at the hands of us all. By your wounds you did not give just part, you gave all. But then you rose on the third day, just like you said you would. You healed us, redeemed us, you led the captive